What's up, Marwen fans? This is Raphael from C Manga, and welcome back to another review of the Breaker New Ways. This week's chapter 179. So, as I said, we got lucky. We got another chapter of the Breaker 2 days after the release of 178. So, I'm assuming this is probably a one-off, and we're going to go back to it being on every Friday. But either way, this was an amazing chapter. I'm pretty sure every Breaker fan reading this was happy, especially the ones who hate John Lay one, because they wanted glasses to get smashed up, which he pretty much did. But from the beginning of this chapter, I felt nostalgia, and that was literally just from the cover page. Jin-Lee looked very similar to her cover page image on, I think it was chapter 2. It was very early in the beginning of this series of New Waves. So seeing that was definitely nice to see, and I wonder if we'll see Jin-Lee again anyway. But onto the chapter itself, it was literally straight right into the action from last time. Zhonglei one is fired off 3 shots, and it's literally done a Matrix moment where it's slowed down. You see the rings of the vibrations through the air, showing that it's really slow now, and Chun-Woo is still holding his head. So it's like, is it gonna hit him? Is it not? And while these bullets are traveling towards him, he's still holding his head. He's not even looking at him, and he manages to dodge it effortlessly. He did like some sort of Matrix move right there. It seems like Chun-Woo's foot techniques are still on point regardless of his mental condition, and he effortlessly dodges it and more or less picked apart Zhonglei one after that. He counters by smashing his gun. It looked like he shattered it. He force palmed him up to the ceiling, and then when he was falling back down, he sent him flying with a solid straight from his right hand or left hand, whichever one it was, and he was bouncing off the window and bounced off the floor and was lying completely still. I was like, my god, that was brutal. I've never seen, well, I have seen that. I mean, the last person we saw do that was Shi-Woon, when he done that, I think, to Kwang Young back when he was fighting Doc Henran, and he was in the Black Origin Threshold, and I remember he punched him up to the ceiling and punched him, and he went flying through the school doors. This was similar, and I'd say Zhonglei one's lucky he didn't smash through the glass. Either way, I'm not really antagonistic towards Zhonglei one anymore, despite I still have a grudge against him for shooting Shi-Ho. But because she's alive and Chun-Woo more or less paid him back in this chapter with that, I feel like, yep, he deserved what he's got. That's done with. So hopefully he's not dead and he can wake up and explain himself or something about, it was Kaiser who actually made me do this. And as I said, things will be sorted out. But as I said, fair play. He's just desserts in the end, even though he was only trying to do the right thing and try and eliminate this whole bad situation. But anyway, Chun-Woo is basically, as I think I mentioned last time, his memories are unlocked by this, and he mentions a line where he said, "You think I'd fall for the same tricks?" And then that's when he triggers, and he's like, "The same tricks." And we see a double page spread of Shi-Ho when she was diving in front of Chun-Woo and protecting him from being shot. And this is where it got really depressing, because we see it snap towards Alec and Sung Jae-Bae, the genius doctor, and they're discussing the properties of the Mahwan. And it's it's the same kind of dialogue we've heard before. It confuses the patient and basically makes them easy to control. And Alex assumed that Chun-Woo was using the same thing, the Mahwan, and as something I thought it was, but just an advanced version. But the genius doctor basically says that the 9-Nuts Dragon wouldn't be phased with something as simple as the Marwen. Apparently, Chun-Woo took a sedative that allows a person to forget painful memories, and in his case, he forgot majority of them, which in some way made him easy to control, manipulate. So Chun-Woo ended up forgetting the memories he tried so hard to suppress, which was, Shi-Ho's death, and in some regards Shi-Woon as well. So when we go back now, we see Chun-Woo crying, and that was so depressing. That page was brilliantly drawn. It showed like literally he's remembered everything in that instant. And obviously Shi-Ho's death has come back full force and it's hurt him, and he's really he's broken down again. All this time he's obviously been suppressing those depressing thoughts of Shi-Ho dying in his mind, and now they've come back at full force. So we see there's a flashback of Sophia, and she was speaking with Chun-Woo, who's during that time, after, you know, shortly after I think the end of the breaker, he was going around being reckless, going on missions when he hasn't rested, and eventually she's saying this would damage even his, you know, solid steel strong body, and they need to find a cure for his condition because they think there's something wrong with him, when really he knows what's wrong with him. He's depressed, he's haunted by the you know, the death of Shi-Ho. So Chun-Woo's like, there's no cure for my condition. It's like, unless you have a drug that can make me forget a specific memory. And this is when we find out Sophia was the one who actually promised to give him that the drug that made him forget all those memories. So from that moment on, that's pretty much when he sealed his fate in terms of being used by Kaiser as a puppeteer to, you know, carry out all these plans. So we in the present, we see Julia mentioned a quite accurate description of Chun-Woo, that physically he is a strong man to everyone. The Nine Arts Dragon is, you know, a god, that's what everyone thinks, but inside he's a kindred soul. He has a soft heart, and that's what makes him somewhat weak, like susceptible to get into constant danger like the one he's in now, because he has such a, you know, soft heart. He's easily drawn into dangerous situations that could end up costing his life one day. And we've seen that through the break, the amount of times when he's like, I'm not going to save Shi-Woon, he goes back and saves him again. And that's just the kind of nice guy he is. Tough exterior, soft interior. So this is, I'd say, the funniest say cliffhanger we got. Shi-Woon, obviously he's gone up to Chun-Woo now, and he's like, Master, it's like, have you regained your memories? And he turned around and he's like, why are you here? And this is the first time in ages I've seen Shi-Woon terrify, and he's literally, I could imagine he's shitting bricks right now. Shi-Woon throughout majority of New Waves has been fearless. No one has managed to make him scared, or, you know, pull that expression, because we haven't seen that since the original breaker where he was scared and helpless. But throughout New Waves he was brave. Even when he was weak, he was brave. But Chun-Woo just says a simple line, gives him the look, and he's terrified. He's like, what? He's like, why? I can imagine that's what's going through his head. He's like, aren't you happy to see me, kind of thing. So the only thing I can think is Chun-Woo is most likely irritated or upset that Shi-Woon is back in the Mirren world, because he's when he broke his key center, he was trying to sever him from that life to protect it. So he's probably thinking, I thought you were meant to stay away from the Mirren. But in some regards, Shi-Woon was already tied in with the Mirren, even when, you know, he was sort of away from it. Everyone knew he was the Nine Arts disciple. And remember, a lot of schools, martial arts schools, Mirren schools, were harassing him. And if it wasn't for, you might as well say, the Sun-Woo, the Il-Won Moon school, and I can't remember Sarah Can's school, but her school as well, I think he would pretty much be dead. So in a way, Chun-Woo left him in a similar situation his own master uncle left him in. So you can't really blame Shi-Woon for trying to get back into that. And obviously he wanted to there's things he had to do. Let's be honest, Shi-Woon was in the Mirren world. It's going to affect his normal life whether he likes it or not, and here he is now. So the only thing I can think is, what's going to happen now? Are they going to talk about it, or are they going to fight? Because this is something everyone's looking to see, and it would be interesting, but I don't think the authors are going to make them fight just yet. If they are going to fight, it most likely be dragged out, and then maybe Shi-Ho will come back. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, definitely bring it on. So this chapter, definitely amazing. The breaker feels like it's gone back to the ways it used to be, and I can't wait to see what happens next week. So if you guys enjoyed this chapter, you know the usual, leave your comments, and if you're new to this channel, check out our other stuff, and I'll speak to you guys next week.